Hello and welcome to Tax Matters. I'm Pearl Naimaka.
And I'm Chiamaka Ohaochi.
This is the end of the month of June, and it is very significant in the tax calendar. What are we talking about? If your company's accounting year is January to December, then the company's Income Tax Act makes it mandatory that you file and pay your company's income tax 6 months after your company's accounting year end, which is June.
Although it depends on company owners, it has been found that most companies find it convenient to use January to December. But in reality, it could be September to August, July to June.
A few years ago, however, the Central Bank of Nigeria made it mandatory that all banks adopt January to December.
So if your accounting year is January to December, you must file and pay your company's income tax on the 30th of June of the following year. This year it falls on Saturday, so really that should be Friday the 29th. But with e-filing, everything is possible.
Talking about e-filing and e-services, last episode we focused on the National Action Plan on ease of doing business with special emphasis on the Federal Inland Revenue Service and indeed the state tax authorities in that regard.
On today's episode, we will share with you the views of business owners on the e-services of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, how they have helped or how they've made it easier to comply on tax payments and how they've impacted on business operations.
Before we go into that, we must also remind you that the end of the tax amnesty under VADES is here.
VATE took off on the 1st of July 2017. Initially, it was for 9 months, but President Muhammadu Buhari extended it by 3 months, making it 12 full calendar months. Have you filed?
Now to e-services. We begin with a recap of what we did last episode. What exactly do we mean by e-services?
Tax compliance in the first place is a process with a cycle beginning from bringing in taxpayer to TaxNet to filing, assessing the taxpayer making the payment, you close the taxpayer, and then you conduct post-filing activities on the taxpayer. FRS has looked at the entire cycle to be cumbersome and decided to make it simpler for taxpayers under this ease of doing business. In the process, it deployed the registration. In the registration, taxpayer is free from coming to FRS to register. CAC registered the taxpayer and at the same time liaise with JTB to obtain the tax identification number for the taxpayer. Taxpayer is free from that hustle. The next one is the filing. FRS has reduced the burden, taking away the burden from the taxpayer, but taxpayer can just file online. To do that, it deployed e-registration access creation platform, where taxpayer can just go in, put his thing, submit with other details, and you get your username and password to do the e-filing. So the e-filing is also to enable taxpayer file online without coming to tax office. On the e-filing platform, the next is payment. Taxpayer self-assess himself, and there's a button for him to make payment. The moment you click on that button, it leads you to payment platform of FRS. In the payment platform, there are so many service providers there. You select one, and then you make your payment. The payment could be through internet. It could be through the bank branch. It's not restrictive. However, when the payment is made, FIR received that payment. And taxpayer, immediately you made the payment, you get acknowledgement in your phone that you have made the payment. And 24 hours later, you get replica of the receipt in your email for downloading and printing. So all these processes are being eased for taxpayer. Those days, taxpayer will queue for receipt for a number of days, months, without getting the receipt. Now, they can easily, it's at their doorstep now to print and then accept it. The other things about tax compliance process, again, is the tax return certificate. The tax return certificate now is also easier. Taxpayer apply for TCC, unlike going to tax office. From there, it is captured at the tax office, and the process began. And taxpayer is being intimated on stage-by-stage processing. And when the tax clearance certificate process is complete, taxpayer get notification that your tax clearance certificate has been either approved and issued or rejected. The notification keeps going to taxpayer on stage-by-stage processing of the tax clearance certificate. So the tax clearance certificate is the byproduct of the compliance process, and that ends it.
Mr. David Uzo Sike, Team Lead, Regulatory Cluster, Enabling Business Environment Secretariat, interacts day-to-day with business owners and is in a good position to assess the impact on their operations.
The impact of the FRS e-services platform is huge. Taking it from where we are coming from, before now you have to physically go to an FRS tax office. In fact, you have to go to the one you registered at to file your tax returns, to make payments. It was all manual, but what the FRS has done in implementing the e-services is actually revolutionary. It has changed the way we pay taxes, the way we file our returns. So tax compliance now is essentially very, very easy. As it is, you sit at the comfort of your office, you log onto the system at www.frs.gov.ng. You log in, you have registered, of course, at this point. You log in and you file your returns, you make payments, and that's it. So essentially, businesses don't need to have accountants, file their returns or make their payments. You can essentially do this from the comfort of your office. So I think it's really very important, and the impact is really extensive. It means that tax compliance is now very easy. I'm sure a lot more people are paying taxes because it's a lot easier. You can do your self-assessment without raising audit issues with the FRA. So it's a lot of progress we've made in terms of tax administration, and it aligns to the global best practice. So I would say the impact is phenomenal.
Now, is this system open and available to everybody or just accountants?
Absolutely, it's open to everyone. Essentially, all you need is an internet access and a computer, and then you can log onto the platform and file your returns, pay your taxes. Really, what it means is that even the market woman on the street, the small businesses, the small enterprises can now have access to the FRS platform and make their returns, make their tax payments, and be tax compliant. So essentially, the access is open to the public. In fact, FRS has gone as far as setting up what we call the service help desks at all the FRS offices. For example, you have people that don't have systems in their offices or don't have access to internet. You can walk into any FRS office and then use the system there to complete your tax transactions and compliance requirements. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, as far as you have internet access and you have a system, you can have access to the platform and be tax compliant. So as it is, tax compliance is as easy as ABC, just like the FRS uses in their slogan.
What has been the taxpayers' feedback on the use of these e-services?
Very positive. In fact, we've done a lot of work with stakeholders across the country, and for each of those forums, the feedback has been very, very good about the tax platforms and how easy it is now for people to file. And we've gone across various cadre of taxpayers, the big corporates, the medium taxpayers, and the SMEs, in fact, the micro and small enterprises. And they've been very, very positive about how easy it is now for them to be tax compliant. So the feedback has been very positive. We had two stakeholders very recently in Lagos and Kano, and it was phenomenal what people said about, access to the tax system. They don't have to interface with any tax officer or have someone chase them down. You just self-assess and you self-file, and then that's self-compliance. So it's been very huge in terms of the adoption. A lot of people are aware of it now. The awareness FRS has created has caught on. We have a lot more. In fact, last reform cycle we carried out at the PEBEC with FRS, the impact was so huge. I think we moved about 45% up in terms of adoption of the platform. That means 45% more people on the platform. We have over 90% adoption rate of the e-filing platform. So I think the bug has caught on. Everybody's aware of it now.
Now to business owners, the real users of these e-services. What was it like to file tax returns and pay before the advent of e-services?
Platinum Samandi Ventures Limited has been filing its tax returns on a regular basis using the old system, which is the manual system of filing, in which case you go to the Federal Inland Revenue, you collect the tax form, then you fill, you attach all the relevant schedules, make photocopies, and then you take the manual document, you take it to the FIRS to submit. So that's the manual system of filing which we were using before the e-filing system. There are lots and lots of challenges using the old filing system. Number one, you have to dedicate a staff to be doing that. The staff will be doing all the running around with the traffic in Lagos, going up and down. You first go and collect the tax form. You come back, fill it, get it approved, then make photocopies of schedules. You know, that also have cost implication. Then you go back there again. If it's unlucky, you meet the staff there already busy. You meet a lot of people on queue. So you have to join the queue and then waste a lot of time. It's not a good system of filing at all. It comes with costs, a lot of stress, wastages of manpower. And of course, you may also get there and make a slight mistake. You still have to run back again. To come back and correct it, and then you go back again. So that system, that old system, it comes with a lot of challenges and cost implications for companies.
Now, from the old to the new.
London, New York or Lagos, business or holiday, home or office, you can now carry out your tax transactions from anywhere in the world. You can now file all your tax returns, pay online, get a receipt and even process your tax clearance certificate from anywhere in the world online and in real time. All you need to do is log on to www.firs.gov.ng and click on e-services and be introduced to the world of innovation, convenience and transparency from the FIRS. You can also pay stamp duty as you register a new company with the CAC or for other transactions that require stamp duty payment online. You can also file your withholding tax returns and determine the withholding tax deducted from you is in government covers so that you can get your receipt within 45 days as long as the deduction has been remitted. Yes, all of this and more online at www.firs.gov.ng/e-services. FIRS, making tax administration as easy as ABC. Please note that all FIRS services are free of charge. This message is from the Federal Inland Revenue Service. It pays to pay your tax.
When was the first time your company filed online using the e-filing system?
We started filing online since July 2017. And that was exactly when the portal was open. Okay. So we started with them, July 2017.
What was your experience like? How do you feel? Could you describe it to us?
The e-filing system has made life so easy for us as a company. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to be running around to see the tax officers. From the comfort of your office, you can sit down and just file online without any stress, without any trouble. So it has been so easy, so convenient, and we love it so much. It removes all those challenges of having to be running around, dedicating a particular staff to be doing the running around. And with the e-filing system, you don't even need to go to the tax office for anything. Okay. Yes, if you can exploit the opportunity provided by the e-filing system, you have little or nothing, or absolutely nothing, to go to the FIRS office to go and be doing nothing.
How was it? Was it easy to access the portal?
Very, very easy. Just at a click. You just log on to their website, the FIRS website, then pick the e-filing, and then you just fill your figures, you attach the relevant documents that you're supposed to attach, you just submit, that's all.
What taxes does it cover?
It covers virtually all type of taxes. You can file your VAT, which is on monthly basis. You can file your withholding tax returns on monthly basis. You can file your annual returns for the company income tax, your education tax, all sorts of taxes. Whatever I can file using manual system, I can as well file the same type of taxes online without any stress.
We were happy when FIRS introduced the e-services. The moment it started, I think it started sometime last year, but by July last year, we were filing online fully. We were not bothering going to any of the tax offices. We were using a lot of other e-services platform to do our work.
How was your experience? Could you describe how you felt using the e-filing system?
It was as if something else has been added to Nigerian system. We immediately started filing online. We started learning a lot of things because when we were filing manually, we were just filling the form. Okay. If you didn't understand any section, you just put stroke or put 0. But this time around, while filing, if you don't put the correct thing, it won't prompt you to go to the next step. You must file the correct thing. So we were learning the essence of doing some of these things step by step until you get to the end and you press submit and it goes. And once it goes, you know that you have done the right thing. The interesting part of this is that the moment you use the e-payment and you pay, in less than 24 hours, you get your receipt through the platform. So you go to e-receipt and search for your receipt and get it because they will have sent you your receipt number, which you can use to go into the e-receipt platform, put the number, and the receipt will appear, and you download and print out. So it's interesting.
London, New York or Lagos, business or holiday, home or office, you can now carry out your tax transactions from anywhere in the world. You can now file all your tax returns, pay online, get a receipt and even process your tax clearance certificate from anywhere in the world online and in real time. All you need to do is log on to www.firs.gov.ng and click on e-services and be introduced to the world of innovation, convenience and transparency from the FIRS. You can also pay stamp duty as you register a new company with the CAC or for other transactions that require stamp duty payment online. You can also file your withholding tax returns and determine the withholding tax deducted from you is in government coffers so that you can get your receipt within 45 days as long as the deduction has been remitted. Yes, all of this and more online at www.firs.gov.ng/e-services. FIRS, making tax administration as easy as ABC. Please note that all FIRS services are free of charge. This message is from the Federal Inland Revenue Service. It pays to pay your tax.
Would you recommend this to other taxpayers?
As a taxpayer and as a tax consultant, this is what we have been doing since it came out early last year. We've been urging people to go online, register, do the right thing, and start filing online. There are a lot of services you have online. Everything you can think about pertaining to tax matters. You go e-filing, e-TCC, e-stamp duty, e-payment, e-receipt, everything you can get there. Although it's not 100% as we expected, but we're moving. We'll get there someday.
Definitely we'll get there, sir. Okay, now to sum it up, I'd like to know if there's any advice you have for the FIRS to improve this e-filing system to make it better than it is presently.
When we started, it was easier. Okay. It was quite easier because we were having access there. We had no network service problem. we were filing. But I think as people, more taxpayers and their consultant got used to using the FIRS portal, we started having problems. There must be something that FIRS must do to ensure that the moment you go into the portal, you have access and you start filing. Let them find the capacity that can take on millions of taxpayers. They know the number of taxpayers they have in their tax network. In the tax net, they must have known the number of taxpayers. And they project, maybe put plus 2 million, 3 million, and get the platform that will carry everybody.
Do you have any advice to the FIRS to improve this e-filing system to become more better than it is?
Okay, thank you very much. Like we all know that when we are starting a new system, when a new system is adopted, when there is a change, it will naturally come with some teething problems. So one of the teething problems is the downtime. So we do experience downtime. You know, the same platform, a single platform, a single window that all companies will be using to file their system. You know, the traffic is usually heavy, especially towards the deadline for submission. Yes. So for us as a company, we don't wait for that deadline, because the law just say on or before certain period. So you don't have to wait till that period before you do your filing. The FIRS should try to address the downtime problem. Then secondly, we want an improvement in the system such that companies or organizations, when they file for withholding tax, they should get immediate credit.
Okay.
As of now, we are not getting immediate credit. Even though the situation has improved, before, when you pay or a company withhold tax, and then they remit on your behalf, you don't even know whether they remit or they don't remit. And then, even when they remit, you wait for donkey years before you get withholding tax credit note. You understand? So, but now, when remittance is made on the portal, you will see, or when the remittance is made on your behalf, or you make a remittance, you withhold the tax for a company, and then you make payment in their name. Online, you can get your receipt. But we want an improvement in such a way that the companies and organizations can get immediate credit for those payments. We also want a situation where I can log on and review my tax updates, which will keep changing anyway. It will keep changing because some our clients are withholding tax from us, and if they are remitting immediately, if we get immediate tax credit, we will know. You understand? So we want that, those improvements in the e-filing system. If that is done, life will be more easier for us.
Interesting. It's a new dawn in tax administration in Nigeria.
Indeed, it's a new dawn, a revolution. Next episode, we bring you more from the business owners. Have a beautiful month of July ahead.
Thank you for watching.